Japanese mascots have been popular for decades now, from Hello Kitty to Pokemon to Rilakkuma to Sumiko Gurashi. You've probably not only seen these mascots around, you probably even own some of these merchandise of these said mascots, no matter where you are in the world. But in recent time, one particular mascot has been really popular, and I don't know if you can tell already who it is. From winning numerous prestigious awards to even getting their very first theme park in Tokyo this year, yes, I am talking about Chiikawa! Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Veda, aka Saku, here on the internet, and I love Chiikawa, if you can't tell already. This summer, I told myself I wanted to do a lot more research-based content in addition to the art videos that I usually do, especially about topics that I'm very passionate about. So I thought no better way to start this series by talking about something that I very much love. Chiikawa is a series created by the illustrator Nagano, and Nagano sensei started uploading these comics back in 2017. She actually had a lot more mascots that she made before Chiikawa, but Chiikawa got so popular that she decided to create a Chiikawa dedicated account in January of 2020. And just in the span of 1 year, her account went from 10,000 followers to a whopping 400,000 followers in 2020. Soon after, in April 2022, they also launched an anime adapting the Chiikawa comic, and that's really when things skyrocketed. As of speaking right now, the Chiikawa account has 3.9 million Twitter followers just in the span of 5 years, which is absolutely bonkers. Chiikawa is short for nanka chisakute kawaii yatsu, which means small and cute thing, and the plot is basically just that. Small and cute creatures enjoy the little things of everyday life, but with a twist. The story follows the three main characters, Chiikawa, which many people believe is a hamster but is actually never confirmed, Hachiware, which is a cat with a hachi on his head, and Usagi, which is the craziest rabbit you'll ever see in any anime. But other than the main cast, the supporting cast is very popular among the community as well, such as Rako, the courageous noble otter who's ranked the top of his league, Momonga, who is this cheeky flying squirrel who loves attention and low-key really mean to other people in the universe, and I don't understand why he's a fan favorite. Anyways, and Kurimanju, who's basically the epitome of a middle-aged Japanese man who loves to drink and loves to eat. Well, you see the pattern here. Everyone in the Chiikawa universe is not what you think when you think of someone that's cute and small and adorable. But just if you think the characters of this world are crazy, wait until you hear the universe of Chiikawa itself. In this universe, Chiikawa works a 9 to 5 to earn money for themselves. And all the other characters have to earn money for themselves too. In fact, the only reason why Chiikawa has a house to begin with is because Chiikawa won it from a lottery, and the other two characters don't even have a proper house. Hachiware lives in a cave. Aside from worrying about money, they also have to worry about the many monsters that are constantly haunting and attacking their kin, and you can actually earn money from defeating these said monsters. Yeah, it's crazy, right? And not just that, they also have certain exams to get certain certifications to get jobs. For example, Chiikawa and Hachiware studied together to take the weeding test to get their weeding certification license. Now, hearing about this universe I just described, how these little cute things still have to fend for themselves, they still have to earn money, they still have to work each day, doesn't that remind you of everyday real life? Nagano sensei, the author of Chiikawa, said so herself. She loves cruel realities. She loves how female praying mantis eats male praying mantis during reproduction. She just knowing and embracing these harsh truths of everyday life, which is, yeah. However, at the same time, the stories of Chiikawa are very healing despite setting in this really chaotic universe. The characters struggle very often in the show, but instead they focus on cherishing moments with friends, slowing down in a very, very chaotic world. And that's the main reason I think Chiikawa is so popular. If you don't know, I would say most of Chiikawa fans are actually adults. Especially in Asia, in addition to working a 9 to 6, overworking culture is the huge norm, and this gives so much stress onto the individual. Additionally, in Asian societies, collectivism culture is the norm. You're supposed to not stand out. You're supposed to keep all of your thoughts and opinions to yourself and to make sure that you're part of this collective and you can't voice your opinions. And that suppresses a lot of emotions in an individual being an adult, which is why many adults tend to turn to cute things nowadays, kind of finding something that reminds them of childhood, a time where they were still happy, when they were still not jaded, and as an escapism for the harsh realities of just being an adult these days. This is also why not just Chiikawa but so many cute mascots are super trendy right now. This trend of cute mascots actually is called yurukyara, and it's been around since like the 2000s or even earlier, but it was during 2010s-ish when we adopted more of technology. Like Japanese and Taiwanese people use Line and Hong Kong people use WhatsApp. We always use stickers, and like the trend of using these stickers plus the mascots kind of clicked, and then the trend of these cute mascots just skyrocketed. It's pretty sad to think how Chiikawa became so popular because people who like it are sad and need some comfort to go to, but that's basically the essence of the story of Chiikawa, and maybe even showing that Chiikawa is necessary in our society right now. I can't believe I'm saying that. I know I'm a fan, but it's true. There's a reason why Chiikawa has such a big fan base. Of course, people like Chiikawa just because it looks cute as well. Some people who buy Chiikawa merch might not necessarily have even read the manga or watched the anime, but just because Chiikawa is everywhere in Asia, and I don't mean only Japan but also Korea and Taiwan and mainland China and even my home, Hong Kong. Like, you cannot go on the street and not see any Chiikawa. It's 99% chance you are going to see Chiikawa on the street. I am Chiikawa searching today, and I'm bringing you guys along. Let's go! And not to mention that, like, especially within my generation and the peers around me, toy photography has gotten super popular. So Chiikawa has gotten a lot of exposure because of this as well, because a lot of people just post pictures of their plushies when they go travel, and therefore they're always on social media as well. And I think with something like mascots, like keep having your face shown, people will start to gravitate toward that mascot. Other than that, Nagano Sensei also does really frequent updates on her Twitter, and Chiikawa has also collaborated with so many companies, so many collaborations, from collaborating with different animes, collaborating with 7-Eleven, McDonald's, Uniqlo, and even the MLB. Yes, the MLB, you heard right. There's no escaping of Chiikawa. In Taiwan, there was literally an entire festival, and they had like a Chiikawa collab section, and they had a Chiikawa dedicated train station. Like, if you tap your card, you are gonna hear Chiikawa, and then if you go to the festival, you will see this giant 15-meter tall Chiikawa inflatable in the middle of the ocean / river. I'm not really sure which one it is, but isn't that crazy? Like, the global impact of Chiikawa just in the span of a few years is super crazy. And not just that, during a pop-up in Shanghai, guess how much money they made in 3 days? If you're thinking like 100,000, 500,000, you are wrong. Like, no matter what currency you are in, you are wrong, because they earn a whopping 8 million renminbi, which is equivalent to $1 million US in just the span of 3 days. Like, there's this joke in Hong Kong where if your business is dying, if you import Chiikawa goods into your store, your business will revive. Like, that's the economic power of Chiikawa right now. It's fueling our economy. And in Hong Kong, they actually had a pop-up store of Chiikawa recently in April of this year, and everyone was queuing up. My entire newsfeed was just how crazy the situation is. I wasn't in Hong Kong myself at the time, but basically thousands of people showed up the day before the shop opened because they were releasing some sort of limited edition series collectibles, and people were eating it up, and people really wanted it, to the point that police had to come and like manage the crowd because there were just so many people. And this is not even the craziest instance that happened within the same month, because in the same pop-up store, something really crazy that was all over my newsfeed happened. Unfortunately, with any popular thing will come the resellers. The resellers. So to prevent this, for the Chiikawa pop-up store in Hong Kong, they decided to have a little quiz before you can enter the queue, just so they know that you're an actual fan and not like a reseller and selling it for like 10 or 20 times the original price. Then came this golden clip that was on my newsfeed. I think how they said it in Chinese is really funny, so I'll try to explain it in my best way possible. But basically, this Hong Kong guy was really frustrated at this mainland Chinese woman who was clearly a reseller and does not care about Chiikawa at all. So he asked her what the names of the Chiikawa characters are. Yes, you heard right. The woman said Kawachi instead of Chiikawa, which became a national meme. And as the internet does best, a lot of memes were spawned out of this ordeal. This meme got so popular that my sister knew what Chiikawa was because of this, which I think is crazy because she does not care about Japanese culture, Chiikawa things at all. So the fact that it reached her, you know that this shows that the majority of Hong Kongers who know who Chiikawa is. Of course though, this is not the only instance where Chiikawa got memeified, because Chiikawa is just generally a really big meme itself, which I think feeds into the whole popularity of Chiikawa even more, because the more exposure you get, like more people will get into the show and stuff like that. So here are some of my favorite Chiikawa memes.
还在拍照，突然想来个互动。怎么办？拍个照。Other than these clips I showed you, there are also just random cursed drawings of Chiikawa that never fail to appear on my feed. Thank you. I don't know if it's a blurs? I don't know if it's a curse or a blessing, but it's there always on my feed. And not just in English though, there are also a lot, probably even more memes in Chinese, which I will show you right here. What can I say? Chiikawa breaks the barriers of language. Honestly though, Chiikawa is very different from all of the other Japanese mascots that I also love. And I mean that in a good way. People might write it off as just another cute merch character at first, but if you actually follow the story of Chiikawa, you'll realize that there's just so much more. Chiikawa gave people a community, memes to talk about, but most importantly, it reminds us to always cherish the little things in life, which is something we all need to hear right now. My favorite arc, which is kind of spoilers, is how Chiikawa studies super hard to get the weeding license certification, and despite putting their whole heart into studying, Chiikawa still fails. Of course, Chiikawa was upset, but their friends were there to cheer them up and even offered to help study with them next time they hang out. And the story just ends like that. It's so simple, and it doesn't, like, Chiikawa didn't get the result that they wanted, but it's okay. Typically in children's shows, or just as children, we were told that if we just tried hard, we'll get what we want and we'll succeed, and we'll seeing the world through these really rose-tinted glasses. But Chiikawa is different. Chiikawa shows us that life will not be perfect, but that's okay because we have friends, we have the people around us, and that's actually what's more important. Instead of focusing our life to be perfect, let's just celebrate the things we have in our life already. There's a reason why so many people cry when they watch Chiikawa, and I don't just mean people as in children, people as in also adults, because in this day and age where loneliness epidemic is at an all-time high, and when you enter adulthood you just have so many problems, it's really comforting to have this show where a world is not perfect yet people are still having fun. And I think that really reflects our day-to-day lives. There's a reason why Chiikawa is called the, quote, digital ibuprofen on the internet. I have so many favorite arcs from Chiikawa, so I really suggest you, if you haven't already, to watch Chiikawa. It's only 1 minute per episode, and you can also read the comic as well if you're more into that. I know when sometimes something gets super popular, like a level of Chiikawa popular, you think like, oh, this is so overrated. I don't like overrated things because usually that's me with other things. But this time around, for the first time, I'm like, Chiikawa deserves this popularity. We need Chiikawa more in our day-to-day lives because it reminds us to be happy in a time where things are looking so gray and dull. If you haven't watched Chiikawa, I hope this video changes your mind. Even if the style looks childish to you, I promise you, it is worth it. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching this video. I'm gonna be resuming my weekly upload this summer, hopefully talking about other topics that I'm equally as passionate about, from anime to culture to art to video games. Who knows? You guys can also comment if you would like me to talk about things you guys are interested in. And yeah, that's it for this video. Wataku. I hope I can see you guys next week. Subscribe if you haven't already, and stay safe. Bye bye. Do you guys like my Chiikawa shirt? I bought it when I was in Japan. Toilet time, because sometimes you just need to go to the toilet. Nanda mo asaka to hitori gotsu 焼けたパンにバター塗り塗りあー